My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is finally understanding your connection for its true depth. Maybe they tried to minimize what you had, or maybe they were just kind of slow to acknowledge the feelings that they have for you. But now we have this acceptance or realization that you're the one I want to be with, you're the person that I want to grow old with, or start a family with, live together with, whatever it is. They know that they're ready to choose you, and I feel like they're trying to craft the right way to explain that to you. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Holy Yoga. How are we doing? Hello, Key Controller. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, April. How are we doing? If you are interested, I would love to do a personal reading for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Hello, Idris. How are you doing? Let's dive in with the Cats Rule the Earth and see what else is going on. What else about this person? Oh, I hope it's going well for you. We've got the Three of Cups and the Six of Wands. This is trying to like set the scene or make sure that they choose the right timing. Maybe it's even, I've got to get a reservation at a fancy restaurant, or I want to take you back to where I met you. This is someone who's very focused on, if I'm going to make, a big gesture, I want to make sure that I do it in a way that is like a good story to tell. How can I make sure that this is, big enough of a deal? We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. I do feel like this is someone who has had some time on their own in order to really understand or appreciate their connection with you. So maybe you've had an argument, maybe you've had even like a breakup, some time apart because of business travel. There's something here where this understanding of what it's like to be without you makes them that much more confident that what they want is to make things official or to have that long term with you. Hello, Massimo. Hello, Victor. How we doing? Hey, Grindhard. Well, I hope you find a way to make things work out well. Hello, Redbeard. How's it going? Hello, B. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse. This is someone who has been avoiding the commitment, whether that is not wanting to be exclusive or not wanting to do the marriage thing. We have, I see someone using like logic and justifications, but really it was a lack of confidence. Either I feel like you would leave me, or I feel like I would get antsy or restless. Maybe I'm not cut out for being in a relationship like that. But being without you or being separated from you has really made it clear for this person that they are better when they're with you. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of planning going on. I know that I want to be with you. I don't want anyone else. Certainty and daydreaming, but also feeling like I have to make sure that I can convey these feelings appropriately or like clearly, because there is a possibility that the person that I'm expressing these emotions to expects that to not be the case. So we have the Star, someone who has healed from a scar from probably early on that impacted their ability to connect in loving relationships. With the Chariot in the reverse, this is somebody who has finally accepted that perhaps they were kind of limiting their selves or their own happiness because they were overly concerned with whether or not they could trust people, or perhaps avoidant, or fearful of abandonment. There's some effort being made here, or has been made, to address a relationship perhaps with like a mother, or just kind of clarifying with the Queen of Cups in the reverse. There was a void or a lack of love in a previous relationship, whether that's relationship to family or some sort of romantic relationship. And it took dealing with you for them to realize this is something I really need to work on. This is something that needs to be addressed, right? Oh, did Minnesota Picker show up? What's up? How are you doing? Hello, Lily. How's your day? Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? This is the Beginner's Tarot. What else do we have, please? Hello, Loveness. How are you? Hello, Viv. What's up? Hello, Nicholas. What's the real reason between C wanting to see me? Ooh. Thank you for the tip, Stephanie. Real reason C wants to see me. I've got that added. Hello, Andres. How are you doing? Hello, Shaggy. How's it going? We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Another Tower in the reverse. We just had a Tower in the reverse. So this person let you down. This person didn't do something that they should have. And again, we have some reference here to avoidance, that last word. I feel this person was avoiding a conflict, avoiding a conversation, avoiding some healing. Maybe they are, you know, the type of person who their connection style is avoidant. But this is someone who is, I think, already banking on losing you before you had even really gotten to know each other very well. So a little bit of a negative mindset. Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Seven of Wands. I think this is finally realizing, you know what, I haven't put enough into this. I have an opportunity to be really happy with this person, but I also have a responsibility to do right by that individual. Or perhaps they know if I don't approach them correctly, if I don't work on the things that I need to, then they may not choose me. So there's motivation here for someone who previously was kind of slow walking it or not willing to show you how important you are to them. Now it's like, okay, I gotta do something or I'm gonna lose you. King of Wands in the reverse. For some of you, I'm seeing issues with regards to physical interaction or intimacy. For others of you, there were anger issues, repeating arguments, or even just like a lack of initializing conversations that need to happen or scheduling time to hang out. Hello and thank you. Is it Jita? I hope you're having a good day. What are our why feelings for me? I've added that. And in case this is your first time to my live stream, I start the personal questions once the general reading is over, which is about 30 or 35 minutes in, and we are at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Thank you, James. Let me know if you want me to pull a few cards for you, hun. Hello, Bat. How are you doing? Well, welcome, and I hope I said your name correctly. Hello, Megatron. How are you doing? What else do we have? So we have the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. All right, so we have some sense of working through what they needed to in order to wrap up this previous perspective, or gain, maybe is a better way to say it, gain more perspective with regards to relationships and emotions, how to handle those, right? How's it going, Laura? Thank you for the tip. Let me know if I can pull a few cards for you. Hello, Breda. Hello, Tazem. How are you doing? Hello, Darla. How are you? So we have the Devil in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. You may feel like it's best to keep things where they are. You may not be interested in reconnecting with this person. However, you probably don't expect them to have been working on these things that had blocked the two of you in the past. But I think you look at them as someone who refuses to see what needs to be done or avoids accountability. You may even use the word ignorant or neglectful to describe this person. This is the Cat's Eye Tarot. What else do we have? Thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. Oh, I didn't know I was missing out on comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Hello, Jimmy. How are you? Hello, Lentek. Well, thank you, Laura. Redbeard, I hope you're behaving. Hello, Rowdy. How are you doing? I'm happy to do that. Oh, are you hold on, it's in my mind. I was just emailing with you, right? Forgive me, I'm trying to keep track of too many things in my mind, but I will definitely pull some cards for you. Thank you for the tip. The sweetest kids have the sharpest claws. Hello, Amber. Hello, Nat. How are we doing? Thank you for the tip. Who's coming up in love with a stable offer? All right, I've added that. Thank you, Nat. I appreciate you all. Oh my, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on, I got Grindhard too. Thank you, Grindhard. Is Micah telling my mom the truth about coming to see me soon? And will we be in a relationship soon? And did I still win her over? All right, I have added that. Thank you, Grindhard. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Your sister's name is Carmen? Oh, that's too cool. I don't see that very often, to be honest. And I visited Germany, Tom, and loved it. I hope you and your sister are having a good day. Hello, Seawood. Thank you for the heart, Amber. Hello, user. How are you doing? Ooh, let me add that for you. Thank you, Grindhard. Anybody taking up for me right now? Do you mean like defending you? Is anybody... You might be a little bit too cool for me, Grindhard, as far as some of the ways you phrase things. So I just want to make sure I interpret it correctly. At one point, my sister-in-law asked me to stand up at her wedding when she was marrying my brother, and I wasn't familiar with that term, and I was like, you mean like support it and like say yay? Like, what do you mean? She's like, no, you want to be a bridesmaid. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay, cool. All right, just making sure. I sure hope so. Let me make that a little, like, defending you. I've got that added. Thank you, Reinhard. So we've got the Page of Wands, which is a really sweet looking card. Isn't that adorable? And I think this is the communication from this person who's had some time to think about things with you, who realizes that they did not return the compassionate or loving energy that you gave them. They feel there's a sense of unfinished business, and they want to find an opportunity to let you know that they've been working on themselves, that they've been changing, addressing the things that had made it difficult for them to approach a loving relationship with you in a healthy way. And I think they're being honest. I think this is somebody who is talking about what's really going on, not saying, I will do this, right? There's a difference. I've already started doing these things. I've already changed this routine. I know what I want is for us to be able to move forward and be in a serious relationship. So this is, I think, a very good intentioned individual, but they know that there is a challenge here in getting you to see how they've changed, because they have kind of caused some problems, right? Or maybe, oh, my ring's off. Maybe disappointed you in a previous discussion or broken a promise. Hello, Trevor. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Rachel? I hope I did. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate that. All right, so this is the situations deck. What else do we have about this person, please? Yeah, it took some time for this person to register the deep emotions that they have for you, and perhaps because they've been pretty insistent on avoiding that risk, it took them a while to realize it, but now they're ready to surprise you. Maybe they've got a gift, maybe they have a ring, maybe they want to talk about moving in together, but they feel like they need to have an in-person conversation and talk about the future that they're envisioning with you, even though probably in the past they were unwilling to really get too focused on where things could go, because there was something here that they felt was preventing the two of you from actually being together. Maybe they didn't feel like they deserved you. Maybe there was some family interference, but there's definitely someone here who has been toxic, and maybe more than one person. But they want to make an offer, and they know that in order for their offer to be taken seriously, they're going to need to make sure that they demonstrate how they've changed, right? That they're serious. Hello, Rizzy. How are you doing? Not in public. We have nightlife and lockdown with done. So they're going to take a risk after previously feeling like they had to walk away from this. It's been too difficult to forget you, or impossible rather. So they know that the only way to move forward is to show you that they've learned a lesson and they're not going to continue to make the same mistake. Will we still get our date soon? Thank you, Grindhard. Get our date soon. And is she talking about me now? I got you. And let's see. I think we'll use the romantic Lenormand. Hello, Desiree. How are you doing? Yes, exactly. We have to be able to be open to things getting better, right? I got those added for you, hun. What else do we have? Wow, the coffin. So the coffin is a pretty serious card, kind of like the death card, right? It can talk about endings. And I do feel like for many of you, this could be a situation where this is an ex coming back. So there is this question of, are things really done between the two of us, or is there a way to salvage this connection if I show you how much you mean to me and that I'm willing to put in the work? But this coffin card can also be about somebody acknowledging that they have had negative influences in their life. Remember, we had this toxic card. It could very well be that we had someone making not excellent decisions regarding your connection because of a jealous friend or because of a controlling parent, because of a needy sibling. There's all sorts of ways that there could have been some obstacles that were unnecessary from a third party, and that could be part of what this person has identified as, you know what, I really need to address this if I want to come back around. So I'm going to refer to them as the Nine of Pentacles. They also came through as the Queen of Swords. Remember, this does not need to be a woman, but this is the person who's being honest with themselves about what needs to change if they want to stay in a relationship or have a chance at being in a relationship with you, and they want to make an offer. And the person that they're interested in, I would say, I don't know, man. You're probably the star, but you aren't really, like, a lot of this reading is their energy. I'm seeing it being like a lot of like they're talking, so maybe they're in chat with their best friend, and their best friend just kind of feels like, whoa, I couldn't get a word in edgewise, you're just talking so fast. But there are endings that needed to happen in order for there to be a possibility of emotional stability and relationship growth for the two of you. And that's what this person's finally doing. They're finally doing that work. It's like, oh, I know I should have done that spring cleaning like 3 years ago. Well, I finally got to it because I know that you needed to have some space, or I know that it was important to you. So they're wanting to make room for you in their life, whatever that means. Finding a new place for the two of you, telling their family that they intend to marry you. They're making these moves because they know that it's required, right? Hello, third eye, how are you doing? And so we have child. For many of you, this child is reference to a new chapter or a fresh energy in your relationship. But I also think for many of you, we've got somebody here who's decided, if I want to have a family, then I want to have it with you. I can't imagine, you know, raising kids with someone other than you. No one would compare. They've made some pretty big decisions regarding the next several years of their life. And they know that it would be happiest if you were there with them. So it's about making sure they communicate that to you in a way that is ideal and lets you know or confirms for you that they've actually been working on the healing. So we have the star. I'm more convinced that's your energy. You could have Aquarius in your chart. The star, the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Wands in the reverse. I feel like you look at this as this is done. We're not talking. We're not, you know, probably going to be able to make this work, but, you know, things happen. Because this Two of Wands in the reverse, I feel like you're not planning on hearing from this individual. You're expecting that things have just kind of ended and that's how it is. But this person is watching you. I have to kind of cover up the card because YouTube doesn't like the no clothes thing on the star. But you're over here like, minding your own business, and this person's watching you. They're trying to figure out when is the right time to communicate, what is the right thing to say in order for you to actually give me the time of day, in order for you to actually like talk to me about it, right? So we have the Two of Pentacles. Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think one of the main things they want to tell you is that they have distanced themselves from this third party that was toxic. That they have established boundaries that were really important and could have made things easier for the two of you. They've finally done this. It could even be forgiving someone from their past. But I feel like you are unprepared. Like, I don't think you expect this person to come through and tell you that they have a better approach to things, or that they feel, you know, more comfortable talking about emotions, or that they went to therapy regarding this situation. They're going to come through and tell you, I know that this thing and my inability to deal with it caused instability in a relationship, but now I'm actually doing something about it. Now I've, you know, taken control of the situation. Let's get a few from the Hidden Truth, and then we'll start with those personal questions, okay? It is a good start. Why do you feel that way, Manny? Can't trust a star. I like it. What else do we have? We have, I want you so badly. I do feel like there's a very strong physical attraction here, but also just the fact that you are unlike other people. You're not easy to forget. They're not sure how you feel. They might be a little bit worried that you've already started to move on, or that you're not interested in trying this again, but they really are working on the things that caused a block, and they want to know where you fall on this. Like, are you actually interested or not? Almost like a I gotta rip the band-aid off kind of approach, right? And I feel like for those of you that resonate with this star energy, you might feel like this person took things too far. You trusted them and they broke your heart. Yeah, it's because they hide their feelings. But even though they may be coming across as unbothered or not missing you, this is someone who's still thinking about you all the time and wondering, you know, will I get this chance? How can I communicate with this person? Daydreaming about what would happen if they had the ability to time travel, right? So there's a question here of whether or not you share the same values. And remember, we had that forbidden love card. If we've got some toxic third-party energy, again, this is kind of looking to me like we have family or friends who do not approve of the relationship. There could also be a difference in terms of religious beliefs or what people expect of relationships based on culture. And they really did feel like they would have too many people that did not approve of this, which caused some problems here. I have trouble with intimacy, as well as just what they are taught regarding marriage or emotional availability, authenticity. I feel like this is someone who was taught to keep their feelings to themselves, or at the very least, no crying. You know, that's weak. There's this like, I've got to keep my emotions to myself. I'm thinking about Michelle Pfeiffer's character in, hold on, it's there. I'll find it. Ooh, the flower title, you guys. White Oleander. It's a really good book and also quite good as far as the movie. But the mother figure is very insistent on teaching her daughter, who is beautiful, just as Michelle Pfeiffer is, right? That you can't trust anyone. And it's a closed-minded approach, I think, to living, because there are still good people out there. And if we approach the world assuming the worst of everyone, I feel like that's what you end up finding. But we have someone, I think, who is taught by their family, probably a parent, that they needed to keep people at a distance or not let people in. Maybe even specifically that you could only marry someone from a particular religion or background. But there's a new perspective this person has had to develop that is divergent from the one that they were taught in order to be able to understand how to approach this relationship with you. All right, I think we shall start with the personal questions now. Hello, JT. Merry Christmas to you. All right, so quick run through. We've got Stephanie and then Gita or Gita. I can't remember if you told me which one is right. James, if you wanted me to pull a few cards, or Laura, if you wanted me to pull a few cards, let me know. And then we have Bearcat up next with a general reading. Then it would be Nat and then Grind Hard. All right, let's dig in. Stephanie, what do we have for Stephanie? What is the real reason that C wants to see Stephanie? What is the real reason that C wants to see Stephanie? Three of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Swords in the reverse, the Hermit, and the Page of Pentacles. This is pretty clean. This looks like good intentions to me. 3 of Swords in the reverse and the 10 of Swords in the reverse can both talk about recovery or healing, making things better. But beyond that, and perhaps even more importantly, we have the Hermit, which is talking about introspective energy, being able to reflect on what happened and learn a lesson and take a new approach, build a new foundation. So I think these are very good intentions of wanting to make things better from where they've been in the past. Thank you, Lee. Is my ex gonna freak out tomorrow? I have my suspicions. Let me know if I'm missing a word there. I think that's a typo. Tomorrow. And thank you for the tip, Lee. Well, thank you, James. Ooh, I'm dropping cards here. I appreciate you. I don't think that's for me to decide, Billy, and it's probably not for you to decide either. You know, what we have to do, Billy, is operate in a way that creates positive influences or impacts around us, and hope that those intentions and that open-mindedness or tolerance is able to, you know, earn that distinction. But it's all about your intentions. So Stephanie, is there anything else that Stephanie needs to know regarding why C wants to see her? Well, distance has made this person feel a little bit more insistent on seeing you. I think we could even probably argue that there's a little bit of obsessive energy here, but also very decisive. I would repeat, though, that we have some very positive energy at the start. I just think that because there's been a lot of analysis and thinking about this, when I make up my mind, then it's like I need to like communicate that as soon as possible. And what do we have for Gita? Again, sorry, I don't know which way to pronounce it. I'm sorry if it's wrong. What are our wise feelings for Gita, please? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, World in the reverse, Page of Wands, Death. This is someone who has tried to walk away, tried to forget you, felt like there was no way to forget you, but I feel a need to resist you. I don't know if there's a lack of approval or, you know, a third party that's getting in the way of you two, kind of like the general reading. But I feel like there's some piece of advice that has contributed to a little bit of a change in this person's perspective of you. Notice that with this Death card, we have Anubis holding the heart. So we have somebody who is pondering what life would be like if they followed their heart. So it's like I'm allowing these emotions to come back, even though I've been working for a long time to repress these emotions. And with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, it's like, am I protecting the wrong thing? Am I prioritizing the wrong thing in my life? So I feel like this person's feelings for you are being accepted or kind of changing a little bit because they are no longer as afraid of them. And do we get an answer from Laura? It's true. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Laura, if you are out there, I am going to do Bearcat's reading and check back and see if you would like me to pull a few cards. If not, no big deal, but I want to make sure that I check with you. So let's do the reading for Bearcat. I want to do the Graffiti Tarot. All right, sounds good, Laura. Thank you. What do we have for Bearcat, please? King of Swords in the reverse. The Tower in the reverse. And the Seven of Cups. So there's someone here who's been misleading you or misdirecting you, trying to avoid some sort of argument or falling out, with the Tower being in the reverse. So I feel like this illusion is starting to dissipate and you're starting to see that things, like there's inconsistencies or things that don't line up or don't make sense. So this Ten of Wands feels to me to be your energy, kind of feeling overwhelmed. Like, what am I supposed to make of this? What am I like missing? What conclusion am I supposed to draw here? Yeah, Eight of Wands in the reverse. So you could be no contact, or you could feel that this person is avoiding your questions or not wanting to talk about something that's important to you. And with the Five of Swords, it's because this person is trying to get away with something. And the Nine of Swords in the reverse, with the World in the reverse. This person has not stopped doing something, and I feel like they told you that they did. They're still communicating with someone, and I feel like they told you they stopped communicating with someone. So there's something here about, like, if you were to know, or if I were to talk to you about something, you would like judge me, or you would get mad at me. You know, like if I promised to quit smoking and you caught me smoking out back, that kind of thing. Two Swords in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse. We have some immature, like reflexive energy or reactive energy. You do this, so I do that. You said this, so I said that. A little bit immature with this King of Swords in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Swords, this is your energy. So if someone is unwilling to treat you with the respect that you deserve, or is breaking promises that they've made to you, the advice here is to pull back your energy, because I do feel like you have a tendency to give more than you really should to people who have been less than amazing, less than honorable, right? All right, so anything else? We've got the High Priestess. Trust your intuition, Bearcat, because I do feel like it's telling you that this person is angry or volatile or not trustworthy, creating an illusion. Six of Cups in the reverse. There's something here that they're still doing, and I feel like they've told you that they haven't, or told you that they've stopped. But with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this is someone who has not made a change or is not looking to work with different energy. So, what's around the corner for Bearcat? Oh. Now this could be a very like amazing new friend, but I feel like this is love because we got those hearts on the cups. Work on yourself, get a spa day or go for a nice hike, hang out with some animals, whatever it is that helps you feel like you've returned to your own energy. But there's someone here who's going to be pursuing you. Don't rush that, okay? All right. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for the generous tip, Bearcat. And we're going to go with the Pulp Tarot for Nat. And the question is, what is coming up in love in terms, or who's coming up in love with a stable offer? Ooh, Nine of Pentacles, I like that. Two of Swords. We have somebody who is choosing a more independent life at this point, so they may be getting a little bit of independence from a family situation, moving to a new place, starting a new job, feeling more financially stable, but more in their own power, right? Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. So this is someone who's been kind of reserved or holding back from friendships or other people. Going out today. I'll add that at the tail end of this for you so you don't have to wait too long, and will it go well? So this person, I feel like this person might be into cars, or you might like what they drive. This person has gone through an ego death. They invest in intelligent things. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're, you know, like into crypto or anything like that, but I feel like this person's good with their money. This person could be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. This is someone who's not afraid of being vulnerable. That's very nice. Okay, so with regards to going out today, will this go well for Nat? Yes, Magician energy. Someone who's very capable and I feel like a very clear communicator. So I don't get anybody playing games in this situation, which is a really good sign. This is someone who wants to be themselves and see if you actually get along versus putting on a mask and making you think that they're better than they are. So I like that for you. Awesome. I hope you enjoy your time. Let's dive into Grindhart's question. I'm going to grab, or questions. I'm going to go with, what do you want? We're going to go with the Marseille Cat Tarot. All right, so we've got, is Micah telling the truth about coming to see me soon? I think you had said telling the truth to your mom about coming to see Grindhard soon. Leaning towards no. I do feel like she is avoiding an argument. I feel like she's placating. I think this is a little bit of like a, if things work out the way that I want them to, then I will go, or then this will happen. But I'm still willing to like look at it as a negotiating tip and like pull that back from the table. Will we be in a relationship soon? Will Grindhart and Micah? Not soon. There needs to be a change in someone's perspective. Right now with the Five of Wands in the reverse, there's some introspection happening. I feel like on both sides, but someone needs to see things in a different light before they're willing to commit. And I do feel like this is on her side. With the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, I do think that she is ignoring her intuition at this time. And I think we had High Priestess in the reverse come out for her, so that would align with that interpretation. So needing to be a little bit more grounded, perhaps. Did I still win her over? Oh gosh, I almost fell. So we have the Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Swords. It's like waving back and forth across the line. It's like, you know, I can see that things would work out, or I can see, you know, maybe making it what I want it to be or feeling happy, but there's this self-sabotage that keeps coming into play. Is she mostly won over by grind hard? She's a tough cookie, man. And there's that High Priestess in the reverse. She's resisting you. Is anybody taking it up for grind hard or defending him? No, but remember earlier we were saying that she's like avoiding this conversation and people don't feel like they can talk to her about it. It's like she's put, you know, is it kibosh? It's like she said, no, I don't want to talk about that, or we're not going to talk about that. I don't want your opinion on it, kind of thing. Would they defend grind hard? They would. But I don't think they feel comfortable doing so. Will we still get our date soon? Will Grindhard still get the date with Micah soon? Yes? World in the reverse. Six of Wands in the reverse. Or is that Swords? Six of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Swords in the reverse. But there's going to be some like false hope here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there. I'll see you this time. And then I flake out or I have to reschedule. Travel issues, blaming a car, or, you know, tickets too expensive or gas is too expensive. There's like, I'm blaming the environment, but I don't know that it's really like what I claim is the reason. Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Eight of Swords. I feel like she's keeping something from you with regards to something regarding the date, or that she may not be fully honest about what the reason is if she has to reschedule that date. Tiana, you make me laugh. I hope you're doing well. Is she talking about grind hard now? No. I think she's still wanting people to not talk about this. Two of Cups in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, the Wheel of Fortune. She's waiting for there to be like something out. Like she doesn't want to talk about this like last week. She wants like something else to be the focus. She doesn't want to get into the details. Is she thinking about him? She is thinking about you. I don't know why I don't like that. The like Queen of Pentacles part of it. Be cautious over investing. Don't buy too much. All right. You know we are rooting for you, going hard. Sending you a big hug. Let's see what we get for Lee. We're gonna go with the with Johnny's deck. I can't remember what it's called. Hello, Amy. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I think I'm gonna make some more lavender candles today, so that'll be nice. Do you mean like leave her alone? Hello, Just Jokes. How you doing? Grindhard, I'm going to do Lee's question real quick, and that'll give you time, hopefully, to clarify. I just want to make sure I ask the right question, okay? For Lee, is Lee's ex going to freak out tomorrow? No. I feel like this is like someone... I feel like this is someone who's medicated. I'm trying not to be offensive. I feel like this is someone who is extremely mellow because they've been advised to be heavily medicated. I don't feel like this is normally their energy. But it's specifically with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, or the Horseman of Rods in the reverse. This is specifically saying, like, we do not need you to be irritable. I know you're going to get all uppity or defensive, or if things don't go your way. So there might be some medication leverage in order to keep this person from responding that way. Is this like from like a lawyer recommendation? No? Is this someone else's recommendation? Yes. Look, I know you. I know you're going to start a fight. Why don't you, like, try not to? So it's just like, just go in there super chill. Yeah, does Micah want grind hard to leave her alone? Yes. She's not going to like it. This is like the be careful what you wish for stuff, you know? If somebody's like, I wish you would just leave me alone. Sometimes, for me, it's very like teenager energy because I remember acting that way, right? But this is like a little bit of pouty energy, like leave me alone. And if you do actually leave her alone, I feel like it would be frustrating. But it also might be an important step. Because I feel like right now she's minimizing how much she cares for you. We have the Two of Cups. There's love here. But it's like making it more difficult than you need to. I don't like that Three of Cups in the reverse. I think she's still like anxious over what you argued about. But I personally, you didn't necessarily ask, so I hope it's okay. I would personally find some respectful way to ask if she just needs some space. You know, removing the attitude that could potentially get connected to that kind of phrase or question. You know, I know it's been a long week, or I know it's been kind of rough. Would you appreciate a little bit of space? Should I give you some time to, you know, process some things? As opposed to like, do you just want me to like leave you alone? Not that you asked it that way. But I do feel like maybe allowing her to have that will end up opening her eyes as far as appreciating what you really do offer. But yeah, I think she needs to learn that. Okay, well, I hope that helps. Oh, you're so welcome, Bearcat. Thank you for the tip, and thank you for being so sweet. Hello, Amy. Thank you for the tip. Why did he unblock me but hasn't reached out to Amy? Why did he unblock Amy? Star in the reverse, a feeling of not knowing the right direction, wanting to be successful, but being a little bit nervous that maybe I'll say something the wrong way. Is he hoping that Amy starts the conversation? No, he feels like he has to. Is he going to figure out how to approach it? Wow, this one's a little indecisive. I feel like we have like a moment of courage or strength where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to unblock this person. And then there's like crickets because it's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Like deer in headlights kind of thing. Will there be some advice or something that motivates communication? Yes. I do feel like there's someone that they turn to in order to have a better approach, and they do have a good friend or someone who cares about them that provides some pretty solid advice and encourages them to reach out to you. This person has gone through an ego death, so they will be acting a little bit differently than how you might remember. Oh, I hope so too. Thank you, Grind Hard. Will she cry if I end everything now? Not initially, but she will. She has a hard candy shell. She's got some armor on, but we have this 10 of rupees or 10 of pentacles. There's going to be a more lasting impact from your energy than she might anticipate. And I do feel like she would probably, if you walked away, she would probably look for your energy in other people and feel regret. Is he dating someone else? Is Amy's person dating someone else? No. Not seriously anyways. I feel like he's focused on money or work at this time. Anything's possible, Minty. You just do right by you and that person. Thank you for the Sunday, Amy. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. We're approaching an hour, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, for checking out the channel. Thank you for hyping if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading.